You ready to get to work?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Dad Bear DIY. Got a small project here that we're going to be doing. I have a power adapter cord that has been the victim of a malicious assault by one of our feline fur babies. I have two suspects. One is more of a person of interest than a suspect, but one of them is walking by right now. Anyway, this is a power adapter for a piece of equipment that we kind of use fairly regularly, so I want to try to repair it rather than try to find some obscure piece. Anyway, what I've decided to do is take this opportunity to try out some new connectors that I saw about on Adam Savage's Tested YouTube channel. These are low temperature solder seal wire connectors. You guys may have seen some videos about these. These were ordered on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It is not an affiliate link. I don't get paid for anything. But these seem to be very highly rated. It comes in a variety of sizes. I went with 400 piece. They have smaller sets, they have larger sets, they have combinations. You choose what you want to do. So for this project, of course, we've got our adapter. We've got some, these are not the best kind of wire cutters or snips, but they're going to do. We've got our connectors. We are going to use a low profile heat gun. This is a Dorman. This should provide enough heat to get done what we're trying to get done. And then I am going to go the extra step of throwing some heat shrink over the top of our connectors. And those are a Dorman product also. You can pick these up at your local auto parts store. 87500 is the part number on that. Again, no affiliate links here, just what I have and what I'm going to use. So ideally my thought was, since we had a clean break here, what I was probably going to do is split the wires and then offset them so that when we use our wire connectors, they're offset from each other, providing a lower profile, and then heat shrink over the top of it to just hold the sections close together. Unfortunately, what I've discovered as I was setting this up was that there were multiple assaults on this cord. From where it was actually severed, there are, on this side, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other bite marks. One of them is significant. 2 of them are significant. So I really don't want to go, I don't want to do the connection down here and have these spots vulnerable. So we'll probably be cutting this back here. On the shorter section, the same thing was visible. In fact, they were worse on this section than on the long section. One of them is, that one is particularly bad right there. And I don't know how well you guys can see this. I'm using a phone for a camera and I don't have a screen that I can see what's in the shot. So, but these bites go all the way back to about 1 inch from the connector. And that's bad. So unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to trim this at the last bite mark. And then I will split those wires down to the base of the connector. But that's not going to leave me a lot of room to, I will not be able to offset these solder seal wire connectors. So they will be next to each other, which sucks. This should be fairly easy though. This is 2 wires, positive and a ground. It's just for charging a wireless spot cleaner on a carpet. One wire is marked with a white stripe over black, and the other side is black. So all we need to do is make sure that we connect black with white stripe to black with white stripe, solid black to solid black. So it should be a fairly easy project. But we're going to be trying out these new connectors and see how well they do. So that's what we're doing. I'll go ahead and get this set up and ready to go, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so just to show you what I'm setting up here, I've gone ahead and trimmed. As you can see, gotten all the damaged wire taken out of the picture, and I've split the wires here. So this is our black with white stripe. This is our black. This here is our black with white stripe. This here is our black. Now this is very, very small gauge wire. So my plan is to use the smallest of the connectors, and this is an 26 to 24 connector. That's the smallest connector in this kit, but it looks like it'll be right. We're going to have 2 of them, so when I'm selecting my heat shrink, I'm going with a heat shrink that is big enough to just go over 2 of these. So I took 2 of them side by side because they'll be lined up side by side, and then I found a piece of heat shrink that will fit over that without too much problem. I feel like that is preferable to the next size, if I'm correct, which I think is this one. Let's double check that. Might have had some rollovers. Yeah, these look like they fell over. Yeah, so that's why I'm going with this size rather than this. So that's going to be the plan. Go ahead and strip these wires. I'm going to go ahead and spin these to keep them from fraying, because we're about to take our heat shrink, pre-stage it. So our big heat shrink, we're going to go ahead and put this over the long end. Slide it way down here so that it can be brought over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify our wire. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is, let's do the black with a white stripe. So that's going to be this wire. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take our connector, we're going to slide it, it's going to be a tight fit, we're going to slide it all the way through. Okay, so now we're going to take our short end here, we're going to identify our black with a white stripe, which is this one right here. And what I'm going to do, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, okay? So my plan is, I'd hope to loop it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Maybe we can. We'll try it. A couple different ways. We're going to, so I'm creating a hook here. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So give a little bit of strength to the connection, hopefully. But really, I'm just trying to keep it from pulling apart for the next step. So we'll hook those together, squeeze them. Get them as low profile as we possibly can, as tight as possible. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the whole thing, hopefully, hopefully, through the new connector. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it because this is going to be tight. It may pull itself out. Okay, it hasn't. Nice. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to want to make sure that the area where the wires are together is centered right middle of that solder ring. Okay, so right in the middle there. We want that solder ring to be right over the middle of that joint. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and apply our heat. So we're plugged in. And unfortunately, I do not have a set of helping hands to hold this. But because we have such a snug fit, I don't think we're going to have an issue. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to hold it vertically, let the connector rest on the ground so its full weight isn't pulling on the joint, and we're going to heat it from the side. I also need to make sure that my extra heat shrink is far away. I don't want it accidentally getting warmed up. Alright, I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to try to hold this sideways. The heat shrink part is starting to close in. It's like the waterproof sealant is starting to spread out. We just need to get the solder at the middle to start melting. It does look like we're starting to get some wicking of the solder in the wires. Try to get a close look. It does look like we're starting to get wicking of the solder in there. It is possible that perhaps my little low profile bit here is not hot enough. And I do have another full, like 1500 watt heat gun I can use. I was just hoping to use this one. But it does look like there is some wicking of the solder going on. I just don't want to damage the heat shrink sleeve. So, but that is how that works. You can see the sealant, the waterproof sealant has dispersed, creating a seal around the wires. And of course, once we do the other one, we'll be sliding this piece over both of them. So, but that is how we're doing this. So I will do the other side. I'll probably grab my other heat gun. I'll do the other side, and then we'll cover this up. We'll heat shrink it down, and then we'll test it to see how it works. Alright guys, thanks. We'll be back. Okay, now that we have our two connectors applied, they've been heated down, everything is seated, good, we got a nice strong connection. We're going to go ahead and take our final piece of heat shrink that's going to cover both of these, and we're going to thread it over the two. These have cooled down. Slide this over. And we're going to take that all the way down to the connector. And then we're going to go ahead and heat shrink this. And there we go. Wire's been got all the faulty spots. Any chew spots in the wire have been removed. We've connected the appropriate wires with its counterpart on the other side using a solder seal wire connector. Provides not only heat shrink but also waterproofing, as well as a soldered connection to the wires, and it doesn't look that bad. The extra heat shrink, I think, helps with that. Again, if I could have, if the condition of the adapter had allowed me to, I would have offset these. That would have made this would not have been this wide. So that is repairing a power adapter cord that has been viciously assaulted by a feline fur baby. Hope you liked the video, guys. Sorry if it took longer than it looks like it should. But let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Share the video with anybody who you think might like the content. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Alright, guys. That's going to do it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And always, always be safe. And I will see you on the other side.
But until then, I should go.